Hey folks, it's Mark here, just showing you an example of what you can do with the visual workflows tool that we've got here. So if I add one of the building blocks, so we can move that one around, we can select some research that we've been looking at earlier. So we just select this white paper here, so we can say, what is this about? Give me the Eli 5. So that stands for explain it like I'm 5. I can connect other dots, but for right now, we'll just run the workflow. So you can see the pop-up here on the side. It'll explain what this is about. It's a proof of work thing, newest ideas, proof of useful intelligence. So it sounds interesting. You can also do the view output thing here, so you can see the answer. The AI check that we've got is a way that you can see, well, which of the chunks, because this is using RAG, and where are the words that are being used in here. So if they use things like intelligence, which of the chunks on the right hand side, which are coming from the actual document, did those things appear in? So just a nice and easy way that you can get the human in the loop thing and visual checking faster. But what we want to do is actually do some further additions to this. So let's just say that another one I like doing after that initial set is tell me more. So it might not have, looked at everything. It is giving you a bit of a summary, but I wanted to tell me more. And I'll actually say, tell me more that you missed in block 1. Okay, and what I can do as well, because if I don't want block 1 to run again, which you see typically if you would just let this be as it is, I can lock it. So now that that's locked and I can run the workflow, it'll just now run block 2. So you can see here, absolutely, it's going to add context further to what block 1 did. And you can see it working. There's blue on the bottom right hand side here of the map that you can see as we move around. So it's like a kind of map where you can see the positioning is. It goes green once it's been completed. So now it's adding further points there. So that's great. Now the thing that I want to do is, let's say that we've got a decision that we want to make. So the block that I can add is this decision block. So let's just move that over here, and I can throw something across to it. And I'll say, if this... let's zoom in. This talks about, proof of work positively. Actually, let's just say it's a decision block. So does this talk about proof of work positively? And if it talks about it positively, we've got a building block that we want to take here. So let's just take this one down here, and we'll connect it. So there we go. If it's true, we want it to do something. So what we want it to do is write an internal memo to the team about this, because maybe you're a researcher or something. And then now the thing is, these are logic lines. So it'll go this one, then this one, then this. If you connect these lines over here, the problem with that is that it's going to run block 4 no matter what is this decision from block 3 over here. So we've introduced this new concept called adding context blocks. So I want this one, even though the logic is the lines here and it's only going to run if true, I want it also to have context from previous agents. So I can either add an agent here. I would just copy this one. And so we'll bring this one down. So there's the copy, and I don't need to make any other changes. Instead of an internal memo, writes a rejection letter, for example, to this group about their white paper. And then it's still got the context blocks shown there. Now we've locked a few of these. Let's just say that we want to lock this agent here. So we can see how overall we've got 2 that have had outputs. We've got 3 new blocks. If you just saw this for the first time, you're like, okay, great. What is going on here? Well, guess what? We can get AI to explain that for you as well. So if we click the get explanation thing, first of all, it has statistics that are shown here, 3 agents that will execute or blocks, 2 that are locked, 0 that will overwrite, 4 connections going on. There's some metadata about it here. And then it gives you a workflow overview. So it knows what it's looking at. It explains it. And it gives you a bit of a rundown. Now we can click run workflow. So we'll see here that this one is working. And you can look at the visual map. You can see, okay, so it was false. So the question was, does this talk about proof of work positively? False. So it's a negative. You can see the output here. Evaluation false. Okay, so let's look at the output. it writes this rejection letter. So you could use this for various things. You can copy out the output. We can save it to one of the dream notes that we have in the app. So that just saves it to a different project. I've got all these different projects I can save that note out to as well. I can show the full output here and see all of the different blocks. I can copy all of that and paste it again into something else, or I can just view the output on each of the individual blocks. So yeah, really cool stuff, and just making it easy to do things like work with data, build out visual workflows like this, similar to how you would use it with things like N8N, which are more for like APIs and connectors. But if you're wanting to connect all of these different things in your head, these mind maps, these different instructions, this is a really great tool. Better yet, you'll actually be able to do something where, let's build a new workflow. So I'm starting from scratch. We can actually use the AI to generate what these building blocks should be. So I want to create a review, for example, another task of a crypto white paper. And then I can give it much more instructions, which is great if you do, because the more instructions that you give it, the more context is actually much better for it. But let's just say that we just do something simple like this. We can select the document or notes that we've got, and now it's going to create this simple thing here. So it's going to summarize the key points, do all of that. It's going to analyze strengths and weaknesses, and then it's going to provide overall reviews. So if we want to see what this is doing, we can again get the explanation like you see here, and it says what it's going to be doing for the crypto white paper, 3 sequential steps there, etc. And then we can just run that as well. So that'll now run. Obviously you can make changes. There's no decision blocks in there. You can add those decisions in, but it's really nice to just be able to drag and drop. And the new feature being able to add context, because if you had these decision blocks like running, and the subsequent things, whether it's true or false, and further down the line, they're going in sequential order. So if you don't actually give them the previous kind of bits of context, it's going to lose out. And if you just draw a line from, say, those early bits of reasoning straight to those decision block contexts, then it's going to override that decision block. You still want the logic to flow, but you want the context to be separate. So this is all about just making it easy. I know there's a lot in here. We're very considered in terms of how we make these workflows work. And so I can scroll down here. I can see this really interesting output on this proof of useful intelligence white paper. What are you going to use a tool like Sike on today? Reach out, and if you've got any questions, we'll be very happy to help figure out how we can make this work for you. Cheers.